Welcome students. In this ongoing series of figures of speech, we are understanding many important figures of speech every day. Today, we will understand some more figures of speech about which you are not very much aware, but you use them, you find them in your sentences, but you are unaware what figure of speech is used in a particular sentence, but you are very much familiar about such sentences. So let us understand the first figure of speech today, which is called transferred epithet. Transferred means moved and epithet means adjective. So here in this figure of speech, what happens that an adjective is simply displaced from its real or actual noun or pronoun to some other word which is associated with the actual noun or pronoun. Let us understand. In this figure of speech, we find that the epithet means adjective. Epithet is transferred, and you know epithet or the adjective is always used with some noun or pronoun. So epithet is transferred from its actual noun or pronoun to some other word which is closely associated with it. So what is transferred epithet? Here the real epithet or the adjective is transferred from its actual noun or pronoun to some other word, but there must be some connection between this actual noun or pronoun and that word to which this epithet is transferred. Okay, so let us see it through examples. He passed sleepless night. He passed a sleepless night. The sky was suicidal. The sky was suicidal. So, firstly, understand these. He passed the sleepless night. Here, the intention is that the night is not sleepless. Night is not sleepless, but he was sleepless. So, actually, the sleepless is referring to he and not the night. Okay, that's why it is transferred epithet. Similarly, the sky was suicidal. Suicidal means the sky was looking dark. Okay, it was looking dark, and the person who was already in depressed mood, or we can say he was having suicidal tendency. So the sky was not suicidal, The person who was looking at the sky, he was having the depressed thoughts. The sky was simply dark. Okay. Another example. He looked with scornful eye. He looked with scornful eye. Here, scornful is a word that is used for the person, not for the eye. So here also it's a scornful. He looked with scornful eye means he was feeling scornful. He was feeling hateful for others. So here you can see in transferred epithet, the real epithet is transferred from its actual noun or pronoun to something else, as we have seen. Let us understand once more. He passed a sleepless night. It simply means that the night was not sleepless, but he was sleepless. The sky was suicidal. It means the sky was not suicidal, but he was suicidal. The person who was observing the sky, he was already depressed. He looked with a scornful eye. So scornful means hateful. So this person was having hatred in his heart. His eye was not scornful, but his heart was scornful, or that person was scornful. One more example. The plowman homeward plods his weary way. Weary. The path was not weary, but the plowman or the farmer was weary. Weary means tired. So this is another example of transferred epithet. I hope you have understood. When the epithet or the adjective is placed at some word which is associated with the real noun or pronoun. So here you can see that way is having some association with the plowman or the farmer, because farmer is passing by that way every day and he is tired. So here way is not tired, but the farmer is. So these were the examples. I hope you have understood what is transferred epithet. Now we will understand some other important figures of speech. The next figure of speech that we are going to understand is called pun. So let us understand. Pun is a special figure of speech which is used frequently in the play and in the poetry also. It is frequently used. So without understanding this important figure of speech, you can't understand the poem or you can't understand the play, particularly the Shakespearean plays. So let us understand what is pun. It exists in the use of a word in such a way that it is capable of more than one application. The idea being to create a ludicrous effect. Ludicrous means ridiculous, funny, ridiculous, silly, or funny we can say. Now let us understand what is pun. Pun exists in the use of a word in such a way that it is having more than one meaning. In such a way that our object is to create a joke, to make fun, to make a silly remark, to make some ridiculous remark which can bring laughter. Okay, so let us see through the examples. Is life worth living? It depends on liver. It depends on liver. Another example. An ambassador is a man who lies abroad for the good of his country. Another example. What do you call a knight who is afraid to fight? Surrender. What do you call a knight who is afraid of fight? Surrender. Here the idea is to say this. Surrender. This is a pun in this word, and surrender. It sounds like surrender. See one more example. What name why do we call playing cards wolves? Why do we call playing cards wolves? They come in packs. Now these are the examples of pun where a word is having more than one meaning, and the idea is to make fun. The idea is to create some joke. The idea is to ridicule something. So here let us understand these examples. Let us see the first example. Is life worth living? It depends on liver. And we know that liver is a small but valuable part of our body. So here, is life worth living? So here you expect some very nice answer, but you get this minor answer and you don't expect such an answer. So this surprise that the answer gives you is called pun. An ambassador is man who lies abroad for good of his country. Lies abroad for the good. So here there is pun in this statement. Why do you call a knight? What do you call a knight? Knight means a warrior, a great warrior who is afraid to fight. The knight is afraid to fight. What such a knight will be called? Surrender. It actually means surrender. So there is pun in this. Why do you call playing cards wolves? They come in packs. And you know, a great number of wolves is actually called packs. Pack is a word that is used for a group of wolves. So there is pun in these examples. I hope you have understood what is pun. Now we will move over to the next important figure of speech, and which is called Litotes. Litotes is a very famous figure of speech which is frequently used by you, but you use it unintentionally without knowing which figure of speech is used by you very frequently. So today you will become aware about this figure of speech, light at ease or litotes. So let us understand. Light at ease. This is the correct pronunciation. Litotes. Litotes. This is a figure of speech in which an affirmative is made by negation of the opposite. By negation of the opposite means by using not before the opposite word we find the affirmative. Okay? The idea being to create a strong effect by using a weaker means by using a weaker word we create a strong effect. So here by using the negation of the opposite an affirmative is made. So how it happens? I hope you have understood. Litotes is a very famous figure of speech and we frequently use it in our day-to-day life. But we are not aware which figure of speech we are using in our sentence. So it is an affirmative where we use negation of the opposite. We use not for making the affirmative sentence. Okay? Not is used of the opposite. The idea being to affirmative sentence means affirmative sense is given. Positive sense is given by using the not. So idea being to create a strong effect. Okay? Example. His health is not okay. His health is not okay. That means His health is not okay means he is unwell. If you say his health is not okay, he is unwell. So what we are doing actually, we are using not. We are using not to give a positive sense. To give a positive sense, his health is not okay. If we say his health is unwell, then that would not look good. Okay, so it's a diplomatic way of saying a thing. Okay, so here we are using not, okay, and giving a positive sense. We are not converting and we are not making an affirmative sentence here. We are giving the affirmative sense. His health is not well. I don't live in an ordinary city. Ordinary city. That means I live in a famous city. Okay, this is another example. And yet another example. He is not foolish. He is not foolish. It means he is clever. He is clever. I am not a little tired. I am not a little tired. It means I am very tired. So I hope you have understood what is Litotes. An affirmative is made by the negation of the opposite here, and in this way we create a strong effect by talking in a diplomatic way, by using a weaker word. His health is not okay. That means he is unwell. I don't live in an ordinary city. That means famous city. I live in a famous city. He is not foolish means he is clever, or he is very clever. I am not a little tired means I am very tired. So I hope today you have understood these three figures of speech, and you have no doubt regarding these. So before I end the class, you just recommend this channel to your friends if you are the regular one, and if you are a new one, then you subscribe the channel, and just wait for some more important videos which will be based on some important topics. We will discuss some more important figures of speech in the next class. So thank you.